स्टार्ट स्ट्रीमिंग जैसे ही करेंगे यूट्यूब पे आपका ये सेम जो पार्ट है वो थोड़े टाइम में दिखना चालू हो जाएगा। हाँ अभी हो रहा है।
ठीक है।
सो करेक्ट राइट। आप ये लिंक यहाँ पे लिंक होगा कहीं पे हाँ वहाँ पे शेयर का लिंक ऊपर वो टॉप राइट हैंड साइड कॉर्नर में शेयर का ऑप्शन है। हाँ तो ये लिंक आप शेयर कर देना सोशल मीडिया पे एंड वंस यू आर रेडी लाइव का ऑप्शन आएगा वहाँ पे गो लाइव करके कहीं पे। तो लाइव है क्या? लाइव ऑलरेडी है?
नहीं अभी तो लाइव नहीं हुआ या हाँ एंड स्ट्रीम आ रहा है मीन्स इट्स लाइव।
ओके ठीक है।
आप एक बार उस पर मोबाइल पर डालो विल सी।
लाइव
It's live, no?
राइट।
Awesome, awesome. Hey guys, I think we are live. So we're just trying to figure out do some settings here, right? So just give me a couple of minutes. I'll put the link on the social media platforms as well, right? So just hold on for some time. For those who are joining in, just guys hold on for 4 more minutes. We'll start sharp at 8. Right. Meanwhile, I'll just put this link across so that everyone can join in, whoever is interested. Right. Across so that. Alright guys, so we'll get started in a couple of minutes, but before that I'll just go through the chat. I think a lot of you are active on the chat. Good evening Akshay, Himanshu, Stock Gyan, okay. Stock Gyan is asking Nifty और Bank Nifty ETF में dividend नहीं मिलता ना. हाँ आई थिंक इन दोज केस जो निफ्टी बीज या बैंक निफ्टी बीज है इसमें डिविडेंड तो नहीं मिलता है बट जो डिविडेंड का अमाउंट है दैट गेट्स एडेड ऑन टू योर ईटीएफ वैल्यू. तो तभी आप देखोगे कि फॉर एग्जांपल देखिए बैंक निफ्टी इज ट्रेडिंग एट 42,188 स्पॉट बट इफ आई पुट बैंक बीज हियर राइट तो बैंक बीज इज ट्रेडिंग एट 427 थोड़ा ओवर ट्रेड कर रहा है. तो ये डिफरेंस इसीलिए है क्योंकि वो डिविडेंड का जो अमाउंट होता है वो लोग फंड में वापस से ऐड कर देते हैं. गुड इवनिंग दीपक, अनुपम. या अनुपम, इट्स बीन अ व्हाइल. आई थिंक आई हैव नॉट बीन वेरी एक्टिव ऑन यूट्यूब बट मतलब ये फीडबैक मेरे को कंटिन्यूसली मिलता रहा है कि यू शुड बी मोर एक्टिव. सो दैट्स व्हाट आई थॉट कि लेट मी बी रेगुलर हियर, लेट मी इंटरैक्ट विद यू गाइस. हाय पुनीत. Guys, I hope you are able to see the screen, right? On my screen, you are able to see the Bank Nifty chart. Just confirm that you are able to see my screen, the Bank Nifty chart. No, you guys are not able to see. Okay, okay. Yeah. So just a second, I'll. Abhi, you guys are able to see the screen now? I think there's some setting because of which the screen was not visible, but I hope now you guys are able to see the screen. Awesome, awesome guys, a lot of yeses, मतलब दिख रहा है, अब स्क्रीन भी दिख रहा है और मैं भी देख रहा हूँ, दोनों चीज़ें दिख रही हैं, that is the intention. Alright guys, so we'll get started. There are three things that we'll discuss in this session. The first thing is obviously so it's been a while, I've not been very active on YouTube, but I've been getting this continuous feedback that I should be sharing more, I should be more active, right? You guys like to, some of you, I think most of you hopefully, like to hear what I have to say. So I'm taking this as a project in a way that I'll be more active this new year in 2023. I'll try and be more active on YouTube. I'll try to have more interactive sessions on all platforms, whether it is YouTube, Insta, Twitter, but primarily on YouTube, because here I have not been contributing much, right? So all those who want to follow my content here, who like my content, feel free to join in, subscribe, and we'll keep getting some nice stuff here, right? Yeah, so that's the first point. That was a quick one. Next I wanted to discuss my views on Bank Nifty. अभी हम लोग क्या देख रहे हैं, what is my view, and how I would be kind of setting myself up for the coming week. ठीक है, तो सबसे पहले let's look at the daily chart. So this is the daily chart of Bank Nifty. Here if you look at it, so this has been a good resistance zone, right? And so this is the resistance zone that I am talking about, and so यहाँ पे एक pivot था, then there was a pivot here as well. Market consolidated for almost 2 weeks near this resistance zone, and it finally gave a nice breakout, and we made a all-time high here, right? And after this markets went up. I mean, all-time high bana. I think we made a high of what, around 44 approximately 44,200. We made a high of approx 44,200, and then there was a correction. The correction turned from the same level, this resistance level, which is now turned into support. So this concept, I'm not sure if it's clear to everybody. Let me repeat that. If a resistance gets broken, right, then it gets converted into support. So in this case it was a resistance which got broken, we made an all-time high, and now this is acting as a support level, right? So this is now acting as a support level, बोल लो या support zone. I prefer the word zone. So it's never a level, because it's very difficult to say कि हाँ यहीं से the markets are going to turn, right? So always think of these things, support and resistance, as zones, right? So this support zone is basically between 41,500 and 41,800. That's what this zone is approximately at, which means that once the prices come back here, it's a good buying opportunity, right? So after it made a high of 44,200, it corrected, and then there was a sharp bounce seen from the support zone. यहाँ पे एक बहुत ही अच्छा bounce आया था. So for those who have seen my video which I uploaded on my app, right? So there I had explained this concept, and we were ready to take trades here. So I had suggested two things. First was to buy PSU Bs, because that is what I did as well. So let me see if I have it on my watch list. Yeah. So PSU Bs is something that I suggested that it's a good place to buy. We can see a pop of approximately 20% plus in the near term. Near term means around 12 months or so, right? Now the second thing is we can also, so this is more from a medium to long term perspective. Medium term, I would say around 12 to 15 months. So this is from a medium term perspective. And then the second thing was, so this is like an investment. The second thing is, how do we trade this? So we said we can trade this via, then there are two options. One is via debit spread, and the other one is via selling puts, right? So this is just a recap of what we had discussed. Now we are standing at a position where we got this bounce, but there is a slight correction which has also happened. Now there is a lot of confusion around what is to be done around this area, right? So what the view that I am still holding is that this being a support zone should hold, and we should see a uptick, right? And so keeping that in mind, what I'm looking at now is we're going down to a smaller time frame, right? On a 15-minute time frame, I'll be looking for a change of trend. So 15-minute time frame, as you can clearly see, we are in a downtrend here, right? So we are in a downtrend. So this is low, then this is a lower low. Again, we are making lower low here. Now the trade that I am looking at is we get some sort of a correction here, then we break this high, make a higher low. This is sort of a lower low, then this becomes a low, and this again gets broken. So this is where your once this gets broken, which is a lower high, this gets broken, will be the downtrend on the 15-minute chart will end, and there's a possibility that uptrend might start. And once we make this higher high and a higher low, and this higher low gets broken, then we can definitely say that in the 15-minute chart we'll be in an uptrend, right? So this will be a good time to initiate the position, right? This is what I will be looking to do. Maybe I'll do a partial long once this is broken, right? Wherever this happens, maybe we get a, I don't know, maybe we get a gap up, so it goes up like this, and just a second. So not necessarily here, wherever we get this pivot, then like, so this is the first line where one could go partially long, and then once this is broken, then it's a good sign to actually build up your position nicely and go in with whatever risk you have allotted to this particular trade, right? So yeah, so this is the view, guys. This is the thing that I wanted to share with you guys. And what I am looking at is like, if this works out, then we should be able to there will be some resistance around 43,500, which is this pivot here. But if this is also broken, we should be able to see a new all-time high on the Bank Nifty, right? So this is what mota my view is on the index, right? Any questions on this? I'll just quickly go through the chat in case there are any questions on this. I'll avoid taking questions which are not related to what we are discussing as of now. So Siddharth is saying, what about downside? So yeah, so Siddharth, see, anything that any analysis, any view that we have, right? For that, there is always a possibility of failure, right? The view might not hold. My view is that it should go up, but there is a good amount of possibility that we get a breakdown from here, right? So there are two things that we are doing here. One is we are waiting for confirmation. We are not going long just yet. Maybe you never know, it goes down, it breaks, and we never get into this trade. This higher high is never made on the 15-minute chart. So we are waiting for confirmation. And the second thing that we are going to do is we are going to manage risk. If it works out in our favor, well and good. Otherwise, using position size and stop losses, we will keep our risk to a level where it does not exceed a maximum of 2% of my capital. That is what I look for, right? So if my capital is, let's say, 1 CR and I'm willing to risk 1% of my capital, so I'm willing to risk, let's say, 1 lakh. So I'll position size accordingly so that even if my stop loss hits, I do not lose more than this amount. And this view will get negated if we start trading below 41,500, right? So it's very important to understand. View to bana liya, but ab view, a lot of people make this mistake ki view ban gaya, so they stay with the view for they don't basically know when to get out of that, right? So it's very important to understand, once you have a view, there should also be a clear demarcation or a clear understanding of at what point the view does not hold true. So for me, this is if we start trading below 41,500 for maybe half an hour, 1 hour, right? If we trade below this level for 1 hour, then that is when I'll say, okay, boss, this view has gone wrong. Let me close down my positions, right? And whatever is the loss, we'll have to go. Never take a loss which is more than 1%, 2% of your capital, right? So that there are other views that will come in that you can take trade on, right? So good question, Siddharth. Shreya Mehta is asking, Monday gap up, will it sustain? We don't know whether the gap up will sustain or not, but we should be clear on what our line of action is going to be. So we are going to wait for that high formation, then higher high formation, and get into this trade. So Amit Dhawan is asking an interesting question. How do you tranche your entries over a period of time once you get your signals? So as I said, so I'll split my entries across various portions. So one would be if this point is broken. So maybe 25 to 30% I'll create here. Second, if this is broken, then I'll create another 50% of the position. So I'm at this point I will be around 75 to 80% position would be bid. Then I'll be okay. Then I'll not chase the move. If I get a retracement, I might add a bit, right? But I'll never chase it going higher from here on, right? And my stop loss will be below 41,500. So I might take a stop loss here below this as well, because this has been the lowest point. But if it's a debit spread, I'll keep it on and I'll wait for 41,500 to get breached. All right, looking at more questions. Chandrapal Singh is saying, sir, can we take bear call spread? So our view is bullish. So there is no point taking a bear call spread, because that is not. You can take a bear put spread. You can take a put credit spread, right? That will be bullish in nature, and but there the reward to risk will be lower, and your probability of profit will be higher. Sayan Chakravarti is saying, should we buy weekly call or monthly call? I would not suggest going with naked buy. I would suggest to either do some sort of an investment. As I said, there are two trades that I'm looking at. One is buying some sort of a ETF, which goes on for a good amount of time. And the second is the trade which I'm saying, either do a debit spread or sell puts. If you sell puts, please buy hedges, because we never know, right? Should also always have hedges in place while carrying your positions overnight, right? Especially if you're very close to, your stop losses. So this is what I'll not suggest going naked by. Yeah. And debit spread you can create either on weekly or on monthly. Monthly is more preferred because there you get a lot of time and space to adjust as well. Hi Prashant, yeah, long time, man. Nice to see you guys here. Quite a few familiar people, so that's good to see. So Siddharth, on the index I don't really check the volumes, so that's no indicators as such, Siddharth. So we purely rely on price action. That's how I trade. I look at open interest at times just as a confirmation, but the primary decision making is through price action alone. Alright, so moving on. So the next, there's a stock that I wanted to kind of discuss with you guys, that is Tata Motors. So something interesting is happening here. So I'll come back to the chat after I have discussed this. Okay, Nifty, people are saying please check Nifty as well. So let me, I don't track Nifty as much as I do Bank Nifty, but yeah, similar situation here. So this is again kind of a resistance zone, right? It was a resistance zone and it kind of has become like a support. Right now on Nifty, I would say we are trading just at the support, below the support. So not as clean a chart as you are seeing in Bank Nifty. So here this is the, sorry. So in case of Nifty, if you look at it, this was kind of the resistance which got broken and this turned into support here, and this was broken here. Then we came up again, and it's been, it's not been as prolific a move as in case of Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty is still moved. If you look at the Bank Nifty chart, we still got a decent up move. Maybe from this it covered almost 65%, but here it was able to cover not even 50%, probably around 30-35%. So between Nifty and Bank Nifty, definitely Bank Nifty is more bullish, and this is also at a very critical juncture, right? If this gets broken, then the downtrend on the Nifty will get confirmed. So if we break this level, that is 17,770, right? So 1777 is a critical level here. So this 17,7, let's say 50 is a critical level. If this is broken, then the downtrend on the index will get confirmed, and if we break this, if markets jump up, this is broken, then maybe we see some good nice up move, right? So not too far, it's closer to the this 17,750 level. Let's see what happens, right? Not as bullish as Bank Nifty for sure. Cool guys, moving on to Tata Motors, right? Yeah, hi Lalit. Alright, getting back onto the chart because I'll get back to the chat after discussing this. So actually Tata Motors trade, I've been tracking this for a while, and one of the students has actually highlighted this one. So I feel this is a good one because there are multiple times that we are hitting the support level, right? So this indicates that I mean, it's a good thing if the support level gets hit multiple times and we see a bounce. So there was a big breakout here, and then we got the first pivot, kind of a second pivot, and this is the third pivot. In all these cases, if you look at it, the move that came in once we touched the level of around, once we were between 370 to 380, the move was really fast upwards, right? It's as if there are a lot of buyers standing here just to buy this stock, right? So this is the probably the fourth time that it has come to these levels. Sorry, this is the fourth time that it has come to these levels, and I feel it could be a good trade, right? So the setup is very simple, that again we wait for there are again three options here. One, the simplest option is to buy the stock, which is Tata Motors, right, with a SL, keeping a SL of around 375 or let's say 370, because as we said, the support zone is between 370 to 380. It's currently trading at 382, right, around 382 it's trading. If it actually turns around from here, then we could see a good upside. It could go up to maybe this is the around 430 levels. You can see from here the second resistance is around 440 445 levels, right? So our stop loss in this case is not too huge, around 12 to 15 points, but the reward is pretty decent. So one option is to just buy it in spot and let it be. Obviously keep a stop loss of around 370. If it trades below this, then we get out of the position. I am also holding some Tata Motors actually. Let me see, not too much, but they've not, I mean, it's not showing here for some reason because of the weekend or something, but yeah, I do hold some Tata Motors. The second option is of debit spread, right? If someone wants to play really safe, then this is a good option. You can create a debit spread. You wait for change in trend on the 15 minutes, right? So now 15 minutes it's also gone into a downtrend. We had taken a trade, a debit spread here somewhere around, I mean, once we got a higher high on the 15 minute or 5 minute, maybe we took a trade, but that trade is not worked out, but it's not giving us any loss also. That's the beauty of debit spread. We take a debit spread. If it does not work out, we convert it into ratio, right? So that's where the trade is standing right now, but I wouldn't mind getting another debit spread going if this does not work out and it remains above the 370 level. So wait for a higher high formation here, right, on the 15 minute. If that happens, go with a debit spread. Here there's no option, you have to go with the monthly one only, and I think that's a good thing only. So if you get something like same thing that we discussed, buy some here or add on here, and so this is position 1. You can create position 2. So if you are looking to create a big position, you can split your positions. Otherwise, to be on the safer side, initiate at P2, right? So that's the second thing. Third thing is shorting put, right? Generally I do not recommend shorting put, especially in case of stocks, right? Shorting call or shorting naked call or naked put in stocks, because See, unlike index where the moves are going to be still measured moves, it will not be like a 5%, 10% move. But in case of stocks, you never know. You can get a massive 10%, 15, 20% move as well, because if there is a stock specific news, right, which is not in favor, you can get a big cut as well. So I'll not recommend doing short puts here. So there are only two options that I would go with here, right? Any queries on this one? I'll quickly go through the chat to see if there's anything. SK Mac is saying, suppose if this is broken, what will be your view? So then I'll let it be. I don't think I'll be bullish anymore. So my view would have gone wrong. Then I will look to create another view. I'll look at price formation and see if another view can be formed. I'll not force a view. I will not turn bearish, because I've seen this multiple times that let's say you are bullish, the support level is 370, it will go down to 360, it will stay there for a week and then it will bounce back, right? So just because the support level is broken, I will not really change my view to bearish. I'll wait for some time and again reanalyze and create a view. What is your entry on Tata Motors? I don't recall. I don't recall actually. It's somewhere between 400, between 380, 400, I guess. Dinesh is asking what is a debit spread. Dinesh, you can Google it. It's a very simple thing. I'll not explain it here. But there are a number of videos that you can go through on YouTube which will talk about debit spread. One more thing, guys. So I get a lot of these questions, where people want to understand the basics of options. So we are coming out with a free course which will talk about the basics of options, right from what is OTM, ITM, ATM, what are call, what are puts, what is a debit spread, what is a credit spread. Because a lot of people who joined our app had this thing that they wanted to learn options, so we are doing a series there which is free for all, and for people who want to understand the basics of option, they can join in there, right? So yeah. Yes, Siddharth, I'll wait for a 15-minute uptrend in Tata Motors. Already one trade I have in Tata Motors. But for someone who's initiating a trade now, they should wait for a 15-minute change in trend on the 15-minute in Tata Motors. Thank you, SK Mac. Sirate is asking, can we buy call in Tata Motors? So I would refrain from doing naked option buying, because the probability of success is very low there, and you need to be really, really good to be able to kind of get that kind of accuracy. So I do not do it myself. Very rarely do I do it. So I'll not recommend you also to kind of go ahead and do naked option buying. Yeah, Ranjit, my view is contrary. I feel that the more a support gets tested, the more stronger it becomes. This is what I've seen in my trading experience. So I'm going to stick to that. Dev Bhumi Trader is saying, have a look at HDFC Bank on weekly and monthly. Let me quickly open that. So let me look at this on a weekly chart. So this looks bullish, there is no doubt about it. So we got a nice up move after that. It's been in a congestion. It's really not done anything in the past 2 years, I think, right? So but look at this congestion here after a up move here, and look at this congestion. So this prima facie looks bullish, right? But let's see what happens. See, if Bank Nifty has to go up somewhere, if Bank Nifty has to go up by 20-25% in the next 12 to 18 months, these banks have to participate. PSUs they do not have that firepower to take it higher. So Kotak has to participate, HDFC has to participate, only then we can see it going up. Kotak Bank, again, same story, nothing much has happened in the past couple of years, right? It's a long-term stock. I don't look at Kotak from a trading point of view, right? So it's mostly a long-term stock. So people who want to kind of be invested in a stock for a long period of time, it's for them. Alright guys, I think I've discussed the points that I wanted to. Alright, one request, so if you like, if you want me to kind of interact with you more often, please share what are the things that I should talk about more. Also download my app for those who are not aware. So we came out with an app recently. Link for that I'll put down in the description. I think in the chat also someone would have put down. I'm not sure, I've not seen it, but I'll put that down in my video description. So do go and check it out. There's some really good content there, and I'm planning to put in a lot of free content there as well, especially for beginners. So do check that out. Cool guys, I see a lot of questions, but I think it's a good time to end the session, right? It's been half an hour, it's Saturday night, so I'll not keep you guys, it will not take much time. Thank you all for joining in, right? And do let us know how you like the content, the video, and if there are things that you want me to talk about, please put them in the comment box. All right, great then. Thank you guys. Have a nice weekend. Bye.